Okay, here we go. You know if the sound is good too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I think it's on. Okay, I think we are live. Yes, we are live. Okay. All right. So let's begin. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're watching. We have a very special guest with us today from Contesera Pageantry. But before we begin, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so that we can continue to bring content like this to pageant lovers across the world. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce our reigning Miss Universal Woman Arabia, the beautiful Keylyn Trajano. Hello, Keylyn. How are you?
Hello, good day, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are that's watching this live. I am Keylyn Trajano. I am 30 years old, the reigning Universal Woman Arabia. I am a content creator. I am a marketing professional, a business person, an entrepreneur, a storyteller above anything. And of course, one of the candidates of this year's Universal Woman 2025.
Thank you, Kaen. Thank you for that introduction. There's so much to unpack here with all these roles you have. We'd love to get to know you a lot better. All right. So tell us about yourself and your beauty pageant journey. What's that look like?
My beauty pageant journey, what I think is not the same as anyone else. It is a roller coaster. Even for me, until now, it isn't a it isn't the smoothest, easiest path that I can say in my life. It is a roller coaster. It is a ride, one of the biggest ride of my life. But what I can say is it is not a representation or a candidacy.
Mhm.
My story of being in pageantry is a movement in itself. I am a trailblazer in the pageantry. I have done the impossible in some countries, especially in Southeast Asia, in my country, in my region, in my community. And, people that feel like they don't fit in, that is what I am doing. And all this time, every time I joined any pageant that is, people saying that you should not be here, you don't belong, you should be in your sector, in your line, I should be categorized in where I belong. For me, I always say that I belong where I choose to belong. It's my story, it's my path, it's my journey, it's my yellow brick road. And I will walk my yellow brick road wherever it leads me. And now that I'm more mature and much more older, I can see that it's not just my journey. It is a journey of my community, a journey of womanhood, and journey of everyone who resonates their story to mine. And I carry their story with me through this journey. And above the crown, the glitz, the glamour, it is me doing my part to serve women, my community, and everyone around the world
Mhm.
that we exist, we belong, and we are here to stay.
Yeah, so, you've talked about this journey and this kind of roller coaster, um, this kind of roller coaster that you've been on for, for the past several
The
years.
past, yeah.
Can you go into a little more detail, as much as you're comfortable,
Of
about
course.
what this roller coaster was and how it's kind of shaped who you are today?
It started by, of course, being excited to ride the roller coaster. You know the feeling of being a kid that you went to a theme park with your friends and family, with your loved ones, and you're so excited to get on that ride.
Hmm.
The moment you fasten your seatbelt and you start that journey, you feel the nerves. And that is exactly what I felt because I don't know if I'm safe. If I don't know if I'm going to be in this path, if this is going to be good or whatever. But you will feel the nerves. You will feel that something choking you sometimes and it's like you're gasping for air.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm experiencing because it's hard to start a journey or go to a ride when I myself don't know how to maneuver or navigate this journey. I don't have anyone that has done my journey that I know personally. Possibly some people, but I'm not connected to them.
Yeah.
It's hard to navigate when there is no mentor, there's no teacher, and there is no one that you could resonate your life through. And it's just me trying to survive. me trying to try and me trying to prove myself that you cannot stop because you already went through this ride. And that is it for the very long time, even until now. Sometimes I would feel still doubtful of myself if I'm making the right decision.
Mm.
Sometimes I would even question myself, am I doing the right thing? Am really fighting for what? Is this ego? Is this a crown? Is this validation? Is this confirmation? But it's not. It's more than that. It's beyond that. And I learned that every step of the way, every time I sign in and apply to anything. I learned that this is beyond my representation. It is me doing something and creating a movement for my community and for the people that stand behind me.
Yeah, I think you said something really important there where um, you know, as someone who identifies as who they are and
Yes,
enters the pageant world without the type of mentorship, because I've talked to a lot of girls, right? And
yes,
they have pageant mentors who've gone through this before and they know what to expect for the most part. But as you've kind of entered it and built this space for yourself,
yes,
um, and I think most definitely kind of building the space for other women as well
yes.
that identify as you do. What has that meant for you? How has that kind of transformed your thinking?
First, of course, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Of course, I want to again, I want my validation for myself. First and foremost, I want to achieve something to prove myself that I can be someone. But as I go past day by day, it's more of like I am getting lost as well, you know? One thing that I hear that you said is you've mentored a lot of girls, you've mentored a lot of women because you believe in them, right? We mentors people around them, their countries believe in them. The problem is I don't have that.
Yeah.
No one wants to mentor me because they feel like I'm a wild card always. Because who wants to mentor someone that will always lose? Who wants to mentor someone that either is not even sure if she's gonna win, she's gonna place, she's gonna something? Because it's like an investment, and mentors have investment for their candidates, for the girls, brands, people, everyone around them. They invest on someone. Whilst all of the time, for my situation, no one wants to bet on me. The
Mm,
only one that's betting on myself is my family, my close friends, and myself.
yeah.
That's the reality of what I'm experiencing. And even if even if I want to try to be like with the group or to be mentored by someone, it will always lead or end up being, you know what? Let's just let
Mm,
it happen. Like it's a constant struggle, and I don't think it's only just for this industry or for my pageant journey, but for all the industry, especially if you're part of the LGBT community.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's the truth. And
Yeah.
then that's what I see. And that's why I keep on lighting up the fire in me to, even despite everyone gave up on me, everyone doesn't even believe in me. I constantly need to prove myself that you need to believe in yourself. You have to push through. You have to show up and you have to do this because maybe one of my community that watches me, watch and that sees themselves in me, even women or mankind in general that sees my strength, my bravery, and my courage would feel that, you know what, I was about to give up, but I saw your story and it made me realize that I should push through whatever I want in my life, regardless of what people do to me, society or anything. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's, you know, I can't imagine the type of, rejection that you've kind of faced through your journey and through your kind of pageantry and
yes,
all of this. Um, I know because when you're kind of judged on pageants, right, they always tell you to be yourself, right?
yes,
To like the best thing about you is being yourself, but to have kind of a core part of yourself be rejected,
yes.
where does that determination come from? Because I can't imagine just having to constantly be judged and then told, we don't like this part of you, right?
Yes. It started when I was young, when I was in the fashion industry, when I arrived in the Philippines and someone decided that someone saw me and scouted me to be like, you can be a model, you're tall, you're young. I was 16, 17 at the time. And then they said, oh, you're fit to be a model. Of course, they don't know who I am because when I already arrived in the Philippines, I was already more feminine. And of course, being half mixed blood, it's actually, I was just blessed to be more feminine and a different culture. So my actions, my principles, my values is different. just be myself. And along the way in the fashion industry in the Philippines, I saw little by little as I grow in the industry toxicity, which they really control not only me, of course, but even the stereotype and stigma about what they want to see. They always want Philippine mindset was they want to see a mold in anything. They have a
Mm,
mold. Oh, in fashion, I want this. I want the tallest. I want the skinniest. I want this. Da, 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 da. There's always a mold. And you can see that also translate in pageantry. In a certain pageant, no matter what it is, if there is Miss Universe or with like something, whatever, they have a specific mold. You know what I mean? So it actually goes hand in hand in everything. And I can see that. It's as I grow and as I stay longer in the industry, I can see that. And for me, it's like if I tell them who I am during the 90s, or no, 2000s, early 2000s when I was doing modeling, definitely they're gonna kick me off.
mhm.
So, because during my time, it's not as big as trans women becoming models in Asia.
Mm.
Maybe in the Western countries, but not in Asia. And
Yeah.
I experienced going to a fashion show when I was literally stripped naked just to for them to confirm my genitals.
Oh my goodness. They, sorry, they stripped you naked to
Yes.
confirm.
Yes, just to confirm if I am really a biological woman or whatever. And during the time, I was just lucky that I was already fully woman at 18,
Mhm.
19 because of my family. But going back to the story, yes, I experienced that in the Philippines. I was supposed to walk for a fashion show, but because they're very much sacred with like beliefs, cultures, religion, da da da, all of that, they had to stop the show. They didn't start the show up until they wanted to check if I'm to check and strip me away in public. This is in Mall of Asia and like the
Mhm.
stadium there in public. I
Yeah.
had to experience that. And that was one of the launch pad that I said to myself that fine, maybe I cannot be who I am. Maybe I cannot tell them who I really am, but in time.
In
I
time,
will wait for the right time.
in time.
In time. It's gonna
Yeah.
be in time. Okay. So I endured it. I cried. I felt pain. I took it all in. I sucked it up and I just let society let it do to me. Give me that stain, give me that humiliation, give me that feeling of you should never be who you are in front of the people because if you started to tell who you are going to be stripped away of whatever you want in life. And
Mm.
I agreed to that. That is one of the things that I regretted actually because imagine I am empowering people now, but I had to deal with that during my time when I was younger. So up until I even joined one fitness competition 2020. And even that, I wasn't even out and proud about myself because I was scared. I was really scared. I said to myself, I would remember if I do this, if I don't, and they're not ready, I might not win. A second, not be able to be part of the finalists. Third, I don't know, be scrutinized and criticized, discriminated more than anything. And during the time, it was the rampant news of trans women not being allowed in certain cubicles, like the crazy stories in the Philippines. Like you need to be incognito or be more vigilant because if not, you're gonna experience not being allowed in a club or something. It's like a lot of circumstances that I don't want to face it already. Like I already faced so much. My family needs to move me from another country because haram in my region. And then in the Philippines, you have to do hide. There's a lot of it's like already a stack and layers of a lot of hiding and protecting myself. And yeah, I just was allowing the society dictate to me what I need to do. Up until I said to myself, 2024 last year, I it also came from maturity and from my own personal growth that after that situation, I pandemic happened.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, I said, I have a degree. I took my master's in marketing. I became like the highest position I can in marketing in the Philippines. I work for Dyson. I work for like, big brands. And
Hmm.
I'm the head, I'm a director of a brand of makeup. I've created my own brand. I've created my own company, my business. I work with one of the toppest brands in the country, Southeast Asia. I'm recognized in Europe for doing my marketing for business entrepreneurship. I said to myself, I don't want to turn 30 years old without fulfilling my personal dream, which is to do pageantry. I need to come back. I have an unfinished business that I need to do that. The moment I stand up in that stage, I will tell them who I am. And no matter how people would take me, this is who I am. And I should not diminish myself or dim my light just so to be accepted or not. And that's when I did it in Century. I said, I'll do this the right way. I'll come back stronger. Best you ever as the campaign campaign during the time, the campaign statement and taglines. I was like, Beth you ever, this Beth you ever is me being authentic, and I'll show them what it should be. And I shouldn't be like scared anymore because my life doesn't revolve around pageantry itself. My life doesn't revolve around just me getting a crown. My life is more than that. I've already lived past what I want in my life, and I just need to do this to fulfill something.
Yeah.
But when I was able to tell people who I am, that's when the impact flashed in my eyes that said, this is not just your game. This is not just your story. This is the story of those trans women and women who also dreamt to maybe make a statement and make a movement the way you did.
Mhm.
So I said, well, let's try a much more bigger platform.
Yeah.
Miss Universe. After Miss Universe, again, a different circumstances happen. And you know what? I said, not the right time, but Universal Woman is here. And they have the best celebrating and most welcoming family ever that allows everyone to have a chance and be part of something bigger and make a statement and make a movement. And I found my family through them.
That's so amazing to hear. It's also, you saying that you've achieved so many things, right? Working
Yeah.
with different brands, going through this entrepreneurship. Um, and then just saying that your life doesn't revolve around pageants, but there's
Yes.
something really important, special here where you said, I have unfinished business. And that unfinished business that you had all those years ago with all this like rejection with these pageants and then finding a home for yourself
Yes.
in Miss Universal Woman. I want to talk more about this pageant. And so I know you hinted at you found family at Universal Woman. What has that experience been with Miss Universal Woman? How are they different from the other pageants and how they treated you and embraced you?
It's all about respect.
Mhm.
I it the one thing that struck in my heart and in my mind is when I was able to have a conversation with the owner, Miss Carolina, and the core that she keeps on telling me is, I want you to compete in this year's batch because I believe that you have something to say. And first and foremost, I want people to respect you and see you as a woman as you are, because that is the priority and the pillar and the foundation of her pageant. Not only for me, but to everyone that's part of this journey. It's not about just being trans and being allowed in this competition. It's about someone who came from a different country that they're told that you are not the mold of being a beauty queen and now you're here. We have a moms, we have grandparents, we have different people from different lineage heritage that isn't from their country but wants to represent their country. It's about the stories, it's about this movement, it's about this um advocacy, it's about just being present for yourself and let your presence be an inspiration to everyone. And that is what speaks to me because that is what pageantry is supposed to be from the very beginning. For all this time, I was, of course, a 90s baby, and I've seen how immaculate and impeccable the era of the previous beauty queens are representing a story, a trauma, something that they're fighting for. That is what beauty pageantry should be. Sometimes people would think it's not political, it's not about religion. No, it's actually about belief and principles and your values and how you would able to collaborate with everyone around the world in different countries and present yourself and teach them that above all, kindness, love, and compassion should be our pillars. And this is the essence of being a beauty queen, not just about being beautiful and what you need to say. It's about you being there and showing that you can have something to change the world and have your purpose. That's what I see in beauty pageants. And that's what I want to still continue when I join beauty pageants. Not about a stigma, or we want this or the beauty, the mold. No, I'm not all for that. I want to be with an organization that I'm able to have something to say.
Yes, and something to say, right? Something to say, something to represent yourself by. And so I think that's a great segue into advocacies, right? Because most beauty queens have an advocacy, a platform that they want to share with the world.
Yes,
You've given us, so much about yourself, and I'm very thankful that
of
you're
course.
such an open book with us. So I want to talk about your advocacy and how it is integrated into who you are and your journey.
I started, I don't think that I should call it an advocacy, but it just how I want to be my purpose in this world.
Mhm.
This started during my time before I even joined the fitness competition in the Philippines. My family is very religious, and we said that, you know what, every time it's my birthday, instead of spending for me, I want to give back to, any, we call it barangays in the Philippines, or any small municipality, and we would go around and just celebrate with them. It just keeps me grounded, my family grounded, and it puts my feet on the ground, live the life, and understand the stories and the journey of other people. It makes me connect to them because I want to bring that lesson for myself that wherever I go, it's not about how high you reach, but it's about touching the lives of people, finding a purpose in yourself. And I understood and learned that at a very young age. So I became a founder of my own charity foundation at a very young age with the help of my mom, my dad, of course, my friends and family with the brands that I'm working with. So I started it as just my own charity foundation. So
Mhm.
that was my first ever foundation way back 2019 without the pandemic. We were just literally working with LGUs and barangays, and I'm asking them, what's the struggle of your barangay, especially the rural areas, like in the mountains of, like, let's say Bulacan or Pampanga, Quezon. There's like a lot of untapped rural areas there that, of course, the government cannot suffice as anytime as they want because there's processes and systems.
Yeah.
So my organization was doing like the legwork of some of those. And like it says in the name of the charity, just smile. Because just being there, present in the lives of people, giving them a smile, seeing them smile, it means a lot. It just brings positivity and above all, hope.
Mhm.
Sometimes a smile can light up hope from people that despite this hard circumstance in their life, someone will be there to make them feel that they're not alone. So that was what I was doing for the longest time up until the pandemic happened, up until I doing the pageants. I was just working with bigger brands. So what I do with bigger brands is when I work with a certain brand that caters to, FMCG or food,
Mhm.
I work with them in a way that those products are produce that are near expiration within 1 to 2 months. I would collect those and give it to the people that would use it automatically. One, we help the environment for sustainability, and second, we help save lives. So it's hitting two birds in one stone. We prevent, we recycle, reuse, and we help. And we teach these companies that all of their produce will not go to waste if they work with the people that will benefit from it as early on.
Yeah.
So that was the stages of my journey and my advocacy up until I joined last year, which everything changed because a lot of people and organizations already do a lot of things for sustainability, for poverty, for the poor, but not a lot has thought of being present as a movement, like putting yourself first to start up a movement. So last year, when I competed when I came back to the fitness competition, I opened my movement called What Matters Movement.
Mhm.
So What Matters Movement is a social media movement that I started and opened with my group, with my team, same working with the brands, but it's much more diverse and unique because it talks to the person that clicks it and opens it. We have social media, we have all our tools and resources nowadays with us with the AI, of course, to utilize to actually help someone and reach in a much more global impact and engagement.
Mhm.
So I'm using now social media, What Matters Movement Instagram page and my TikTok to just create inspirational message.
Yeah.
Because sometimes one person feels hopeless, but when he or she swipes up and scrolls and reads something that can tap into their heart and soul, would give them again the energy to fight for whatever they need to handle in that day, because that's what matters.
That is
You matter, we
matters.
matter, and everyone matters. I want everyone to feel that they have a safe space in this movement, that if you have something to say, let's talk about it. Let's say it. And maybe let's have people see it, because sometimes maybe some people are just disheartened or discouraged, but they need someone to ignite the fire and light the fire for them to see the light as well at the end of the tunnel. It sounds cliche in pageant patty, but it's true in life. Everyone experiences darkness, but we need someone to just remind us,
Yeah.
that we matter. And what matters is not our mistakes, is now.
Yeah.
That's what matters, what we can do now and what we can do in the future.
Yeah. That's, moving from the the family aspect to me all really speaks to me as well, because having a family who really supports you and understands that,
Yes.
providing charity to those less fortunate, and then evolving that to something kind of worldwide and making
Yes.
sure that people understand that there is hope. As cliche as it is, I
It
think
is.
it's very important still.
Yeah.
I when I'm on social media and I see a quote that I love, I always take a picture, I save it, and I'm
Yes.
this is for later. I want this quote for later. And so
Yes.
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
And also social media right now, I don't know if everyone can relate to it, but I can see it from my friends and my peers and everyone around me, that, to be honest, social media is also detrimental to us.
It
Do
can
you
be.
have you I want to ask, have you experienced something that when you see a news and it's super negative and it taps into your sanity, your safety, do you feel that you're affected? Like, let's say about what's happening in the US right now with the hurdles, with the not the with the, what do you call this, with
We've
the
got a lot going
banning,
on.
yeah, with a lot of
Got a
things, with the
lot going
banning,
on right now
with
in
a
the
lot of
US.
going on. But have you felt that you feel unsafe because of what you see or a news that you see on social media?
Yeah, especially, I don't know if my viewers, but living in Los Angeles, right? You hear
Exactly.
about, the current administration and what they're doing to the immigrant community, and
Exactly.
you feel like there's a presence, right? And
Yes.
in social media, it's kind of amplified because that's all you can see while you're
Exactly.
scrolling, and you're like,
And the one thing
oh,
that attacks is your freedom.
yeah,
And that's what you feel. That's why people feel unsafe. That's why people feel that they cannot be themselves anymore, is because this news cut their freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of self, freedom of expression, and just being living. So all of us are survivors. So I want that my legacy be that person that even I experienced this survival of the fittest and just keep on trying. And I want my representation to be that, to the person to be like, you know what? I see this quote, I see this message, I see this picture, I see this, that it tells a story that tomorrow is going to be another day and we'll make this together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kayleen. It's been so good getting to know you, getting to know the Universal Woman Pageant, why it's important to you, and of course, getting to know your advocacy. So we want to switch gears a little bit. Um, I will say this is, you know, when we started this interview, I knew I wanted to follow, like that little rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. I wanted to follow down this rabbit hole with you, and I'm so glad I did, to get to know you, because there's all these aspects that, I think really kind of shine in your story, right?
Yes.
This need to have all the success in your life, but at the same time to want to share it and then evolve and grow and build a platform that, everyone can benefit from. I think that's really special. And
Yes.
I can hear that you talked about the grounding experience you had while you were, providing. Um, and I can see that this in itself, this pageant, it feels like to me like it's almost grounding in a way, right?
It is. It is. It's humbling. A lot of people would see that, oh, you're crowned and you're representing a country, and you feel like it's the one of the best things ever. For me, it's not. It's both an equilibrium of the best and the worst. But of course, it's a story for another day.
Yeah, of course. All right. So We'll move on to our next section, and we call this our yes, no, maybe section. And we'll ask a series of questions, so about 20 questions, and you can only answer yes, no, maybe. It'll be
Okay.
a mixture of questions, so some fun, some serious, but at the end, we'll have two, three questions that we want to learn more about from you. And if you have a question in your mind that you're like, I want to explain myself, I want
Sure.
to, I want to say why I chose this answer. And so, you ready?
Ready?
Okay, all right. Would you ever consider traveling to space if you were given the opportunity?
Yes.
Is being underestimated something that fuels you?
Yes.
Is advocacy something you live on every day, not just on stage?
No.
Do you think representation without responsibility is enough?
Representation without responsibility? No.
No. Do you believe softness and strength can exist in the same person?
Yes.
Would you still be proud of your journey even without a title?
Yes, definitely.
Have you ever felt underestimated?
All the time.
That was kind of a gimme. Do you believe in second chances?
Always. Not only second, third, fourth, fifth, until we die.
So
Everybody deserves a
resounding,
chance until they're living and they're breathing. That's what
a
life
re-
means.
that's a resounding yes. Is confidence something you are born with?
No, definitely no.
Mhm.
Life gave me confidence. It
Okay.
was it was the hurdles and the struggles in life that made me confident.
We'll get more to that then, because I want to hear. Well, we've heard your story. So, all right. Would you ever wear a gown that was previously worn by another queen in the same pageant?
Yes, of course. It's not a shame about that. It's about the presentation. Not there's nothing wrong about wearing. Sometimes it's about how you deliver yourself. And if someone wore that gown, I'd be honored to wear at least both of us were in the same, footsteps in the journey. It's part of their soul is with me.
I love that. Can beauty pageants be a tool for social change?
It can with the right organization.
Okay, so let's put that in the camp of maybe. Have you ever Googled yourself?
Always.
Yes. Have you ever had a mentor who changed your life?
Changed my life for the worse. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I want to revisit that one. That'll be in my head. Would you ever give up your crown for love?
I No, my journey is already love on its own. So it's me having a crown is what it means to love because I'm doing it with compassion and compassion begets love. So I don't think could I could choose one on its own because me going here is part of my love for the craft, for the industry, and for my people.
Mhm.
So no, if you're talking about a lover, that could be a different story. So if you say, would you give up a crown for a lover? Yeah, of course. It means it's not meant to be. It's all about destiny, time, and journey, Because if the crown and the lover would be together, then it's perfect time.
Perfect
But for
harmony.
love, for the crown, it will be always together.
Okay. Would you ever join a reality TV show if given a chance?
Yes, please. Big Brother,
Okay.
get me. Big Brother, shout out to you. Please get me the next edition. Definitely. I have
Would,
more to say, more to tell, more stories to tell for sure.
oh, I can definitely tell from this interview. It's so great getting to know you. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta continue because I'm getting so distracted and
Okay.
you're so fun to talk with. Okay. All right. Here we go. So would you say this journey has been worth every moment?
No,
No?
no,
Okay. Do
no.
you believe social media is more harmful than helpful?
Maybe.
Maybe. Do you believe your journey is just beginning?
Yes. The doors, I hold the key and the door is just about to be unlocked soon.
This is a fun one. I always love this question. So, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in,
Yes. I do believe in ghosts, but ghosts in a way of being energy. You know,
Energy.
the spirits that came before us, those are energy that sometimes would guide us where to go, what to do, and what decisions to make. And sometimes it could be a loved one, sometimes it could be the energy of someone that resonates with you. But everything is all about energy, and I believe in energy.
Yeah. All right. Do you believe the future of pageantry is inclusivity over tradition?
With this organization and with what we will do this coming August, I believe yes. And I hope that it inspires communities and organizations to take risk and try to open up their organization in the best possible way, and not because of monetary, and not because of they think that they just want entertainment.
Mhm.
Pageantry should stick up to this tradition, but evolve in a way that they're giving platform to mankind in general.
Wow. Okay. So that was our 20 questions. I want to say to all of our viewers, that was, I think, the longest 20 questions we've ever had.
Yeah.
But it's all love, Kayleen. So
Yes, of course. All
it's
love.
all love. So there, I
All
think there's
love and honesty.
all love. Absolutely.
Honesty, yeah.
So I know you provided some extra context for a lot of the questions, but I think there are still, I think there's still some questions that I want to mine a little
For
bit,
sure.
get more out of you. And so this one was interesting. And you said, I think you said in the negative. So I want to say, so have you ever had a mentor who changed your life? And you said yes, but there was a caveat there, right?
Yes.
Explain that to us.
Of course, when you're young, you are a bit, I can say the word is gullible, or it could be like you're just, of course, you have a dream. When you're young, you're a dreamer. You have ambitions, and you want the shortcut in your dreams. And being here in the Philippines, sad to say, some of the shortcuts that help candidates get what they want is mentors, or maybe being trained or something, but it depends on the intention of those mentors with the candidates. For me, I've experienced blind love of showing me that they believe in me, showing me that they see something in me, showing me that there is hope in my dreams, my aspirations, and the little that I know, it is all for personal interest. Or at the end of the day, it's like if this gamble is worth it. As I've said, some people believe in you because of something in return.
Hmm.
So is this? It's like it's like a gamble in a poker table. You know, what cards are you gonna lay? What do you have here? What do you reserve? Are you gonna put all your cards? Are you gonna do all in and everything? So it's about that. And of course, through my pageant journey, I've realized in maturity as well that at the end of the day, I have myself, and that's all I have. You know, because being in front of the camera and stage, you are alone in yourself, and it's your own gamble. It's your own game. And sad to say, yeah, I've experienced learning from those in a very difficult way, but in a more, for me, forgiving way for myself as well. And it molded me on being courageous, strong, and resilient, because those experiences may it be painful for me or a struggle for me, it gave me the most important lesson in life, that no matter how people would say to you, would treat you, would even make you feel, at the end of the day, you just have to show up
Yeah.
for yourself. And
Yeah.
it's one of the things that I could also share to everyone, because a lot of people would codepend on someone, would depend on people. And if they're not available anymore, we're shattered, we are broken, and we feel lost.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, we have to find our core and find ourselves. What is the purpose? Why are we doing this? And what should we be doing? And understand that life is purposeful, and we just need to find our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you said, you're 30 years old. And so
Yes.
that journey from your teens to your 20s, and I'm sure that, there are a lot of young contestants that, kind of want to join pageants, and
Hmm.
they kind of see the glitz and glam like you were talking about, but
Yes.
there's this other side that you mentioned as well that kind of, even if there are negative things, like people who don't have the best of intentions, you learn and you grow from them, right?
Yes.
And you take what you can and you take it, maybe to the next generation. And so really,
Um, to the young generation, the girls and the trans women out there, trans girls out there, and the women in general, or everyone, I mean, men, women, everyone that just have ambition and want to be part in pageantry and had dreams to be part of pageantry. Um, my greatest advice to all of you is find the organization that best suits your personality and your purpose. I also learned that because I wanted to be in a certain pageant that, oh, I think I belong there. I think it's, but it's not. You need, that's how I say that Universal Woman is my home, is because I find my inclusion and celebration and family within this organization. So it's all about organization. Example, to make it more easier for our viewers, is that if you are a person that likes to show themselves, walking, presentation, passerella, there's a certain pageant for that. And
Mhm.
that is where you should go. If you're the person who wants to talk, who has something to say, who wants to, is more not concerned about the beauty and the exterior part of who you are and your representation. It's more of like your heart, your soul, your mind, and speech. And you have a movement and you have something to say. There's a certain pageant for that. If you're the kind of person that is very demure, very, very ladylike, very princess-like, there's a certain passion for that. If your personality is very much more aggressive, more, like you wanted a rock and roll kind of vibe and you want to
Yeah.
eat everyone, there's also another passion for that. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Find where you belong. Find your niche. Understand the organization and what they believe in. Do they align with you? It goes hand in hand. Same with relationships. Same with finding a job. Same with finding a friend or finding someone that you meet. You have to have the same interest of something for you to know if you belong in that. That speaks more than representation and everything. And having this slogan that we always hear, find your seat at the table, because you have your table all along. It's about just finding who you're going to dine with in this table.
Oh, I love that metaphor, right? I've heard find your seat at the table, but
Right? But
who are
no
you
one
going to
said
dine
about, do
with?
you know who you're going to eat at the table with? Because of the best feast is one that you are able to enjoy it with people around you. And it's not about finding the table, it's about finding your family and your surrounding, your environment that you would enjoy your feast with.
Yeah. Food always tastes better when you're with people you love. So
Exactly. Because you're creating memories and history.
100%, I agree. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So I want to move on to a more fun question. I know you hinted at this, but I love this question, and we asked so many of the girls this question as well. So would you ever join a reality TV show if given a chance? You said
Yes,
yes. And so I think you
definitely.
mentioned Big Brother. I want to know why Big Brother, what you would do, what would be your play style?
I think I'll just be myself of how you're seeing me right now, but very more Pinoy, Pinoy centric. Because a lot of people feel like they're very intimidated by me because maybe because of how I present myself. But to be honest, I have a different layer about me that's very much more playful. I like to tease. I like to hang with my friends. I won't be a hypocrite. I love to drink and have parties with people. You know what I mean? I'm still human. Doesn't mean you're a beauty queen and you're wearing a crown and you're carrying this big responsibility. I'm not human. I guess it's more of a human side of me. And I want to show that. Sometimes being in pageantry, it's not favorable, or it's not like you're not given a chance. I'm not saying you're, of course, you're given a chance. But I mean, most of the time with different categories or requirements or segments, it's not like you're supposed to show that. But I want people to see me behind the scene,
Yeah.
like how creative I am, how I love to be just with people, and how relevant and how tangible I am. Because, I cannot inspire if people would get intimidated by me. I would inspire if they know that I'm able to be with them, sit with them, and just live with them. And I
Yeah.
think Big Brother is one of the best things and this best platform to continue a next chapter or open another book in my story.
Yeah. I think always, showing people your humanity, right?
Exactly,
Like that's the
exactly.
word we're looking for, that You can present yourself a certain way on stage, on, maybe this podcast, but having that
Yes,
part of yourself, the human part that everyone can relate
exactly.
to and say,
Exactly. The tangible parts.
right, right. So that's really special. Okay. All right. So that was our yes, no, maybe section. So we're gonna move on to our next portion. And
Uh,
this is our actual Q&A. So this is
ooh, the
live.
Q&A.
Our Q&A. So if you were in studio with us, you choose a question, I'd read it for you. And then of course our producer, 30 seconds on time. But since you're not here
Ooh,
with us,
2
which
seconds. Okay.
we still have
Let
our
me,
producer with us. You know what? Let's do that. Let's just
okay, let me try
have a
to
little fun,
grab.
okay? Okay, all right.
Let me
So,
try to
so
grab
this is from Miss
this.
Beauty Biddings Filipinas 2025. And so
Okay.
some questions. Okay, okay, all right. She's had her first question.
Okay, let's grab. Let's grab. Boom. Okay.
Okay. Many parents are very much concerned about what children are exposed to online. What do you think is the best way to protect young minds in today's potentially harmful digital era?
I think it's all about trying to filter what they see on social media. Of course, we cannot control the freedom of everyone, especially the young generation, but it's how you're going to be with them to be able to visualize and grasp the information. Information is all about education. If our parents are there to be with their children at every step of the way, they could filter out and give them the right information that they could adapt and use in their lives. Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Okay. All right. And right on, our producer's giving us the thumbs up. So amazing answer there.
Judges my score.
I'll get you a good score. Okay. All right.
Okay, okay.
So, second question. Okay. Da, 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 da. All right. So this one, lies told 1,000 times become the truth. What is your reaction to this statement now that fake news pollutes and corrupts our society more than ever?
Lies will always be rampant, especially in our generation, because you cannot control this. But what we can control is our own perception and how we take it.
Mhm.
Let us learn to be vigilant and to understand our principles and values, because from that we could disseminate and check what is factual and what is a lie. And it's up to us absorb and use this information and how we're going to take it and give it to another person that's next to us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think developing us as our own kind of filters.
Exactly. Our
Absolutely.
own principles, our own values is more important. How will we know if someone is there's like they said, there's two people in the world, the one being harmed and the one that's harmful, or the prey and the predator. But there will never be a prey and a predator if there's no one allowing it.
Mhm.
So it's up to us to understand and be vigilant and understand our core, and solidify our core. If we know solidarity in our own way, in our own values, we will be able to know and understand and see within our very own eyes if someone is telling the truth, someone is trying to you know do something to us or harm us or has a different motive. And again, that also correlates to my story a while ago, when I say, when maturity, it comes with maturity. My lessons and my experience come from maturity, because through that I can filter and see who are the people who are really there for me and who is not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that statement is, more prevalent than ever that with, of
Yes.
course, with social media, with the news, like everything, we're inundated with,
Yes.
how do we as people kind of filter out who we are and then what
Yeah.
news makes sense to us? And, you saying something like having that integrity, you know, so very, very, very relevant today. All right, so this is we are final
Another one.
question.
Okay, one more. Third
One more, one
question.
more, one
Final
more.
question.
Okay.
Okay, this is already top two. Top two. So a while ago was top eight, top four. I know, a while ago was top 10, top five, and then top two.
Yes, it is. This is for the crown, actually. Okay. So
For
this
the crown.
this
Okay.
is for the crown. Okay. I love this. By the way, this is a completely random question.
Sure.
I want to make sure our viewers aren't like, I'm not trying to um, you know, make this seem like this question is specifically for you or anything. Because I
Yes.
because I love this question. I love it.
Yes.
Pride Month celebrates love, identity, and equality. How can beauty queens help make society more inclusive within their LGBTQIA plus community?
Pride is not just about celebration, it's a movement.
Mhm.
Everyone that wants to be part of this is us celebrating the people who actually started this beautiful pageant industry. The people who celebrate and support us are part of the LGBT community, and it's our responsibility to even be there for them. We are not queens without our members of the LGBT community. And for myself, I see pride as not just movement, it's also authenticity and expression. Pride is being about prideful about yourself, where you want to go, how you want to live your life, and how you want to make a legacy in this world. And that is what pride means. And that's what people should understand what pride can be for them. It's not just about a community, it's about ourselves being celebrated for our choices in life. Thank you.
I love that answer. Love that answer because I mean, you're right with, you know, so we go back and forth all the time having this constant
Yes,
conversation about, well, do they deserve rights? Do they not deserve rights? And I think that through it all, we have ourselves, right?
exactly.
That
And
kind
that
of,
is actually this year's pride means so much to me because how I wish I could be in United States and do something. I think that's one of the things that I've also try to manifest that if I don't win the crown, okay, maybe you would ask me this later, but I'll answer it already. If I don't win the crown, what will I do next? To be honest, I want to be with Universal Woman 2025, be in front of the stage and even hold the mic because I really have something to say and I want to fight for you, for my brothers and sisters in the community because this year has been the most struggling part and it just affects everyone because of what happened to your administration. I'm so sorry, but what's happening with the administration in the United States feels like it's unfair because for all this time we've been fighting, and what about the struggles of the people who came before us?
Mhm.
We are trying to eradicate and remove what they worked hard for. We are in this freedom that we have right now because they have done that. And it's our responsibility to continue their legacy, to continue what they fight for. And I feel that's why I want to be in this competition because I also want to be part of the United Nations and maybe being one of the LGBT person or one of the LGBT representative being part of the United Nations will have the power and platform to speak up and have a much more larger scale of voice to counter what's happening in the United States and how it's creating a ripple effect in other countries because the other countries are now adapting to what how unfair the United States is doing, and it feels for me that it's unfair for the next generation because they deserve the freedom, they deserve more, we deserve more, and we should not just abide and let this power, you know, be affecting everyone. What is the point of freedom of speech? What is the point of freedom of expression? What's the point of democracy, of having democracy, if now we are being controlled by a dictator? And why are the people allowing a dictator harm its people? Because I believe leaders around the world, first priority should be protecting their citizens and protecting their people, not harm them. Now, if you're a leader and you're affecting and harming your citizens, I think we should do something about it, you know?
I agree. I'm hoping you know, our mechanisms for democracy are still in place
Exactly.
with the next election, with the next, fingers
Exactly.
crossed, right? I know a lot of us, especially in the US, are kind of hankering down, preparing, and hoping that, when this administration passes, that we're still standing and we're still fighting,
Yes.
for
Yes.
our
And we need our brothers and sisters in the community to hold together, work together, and be strong. Because I can feel that some of our members are even being pushed aside and being dictated to just allow this, we need more heads, we need more strength, we need more bravery and courage. And not only for our community, but everyone, you know, this administration and this people are not only affecting the LGBT, they're affecting everyone. Look what's happening right now, how chaotic the world is. To be honest, I didn't even know if this pageant is gonna push through this month or whatever, since we got postponed because of all the war. Have you seen calamity? How people and the civilians are being affected. This is not anymore a safe world, you know? This is not anymore a safe community. This is not even anymore a safe country for mankind in general. And what we are doing, we're allowing these leaders to step on us and create the division rather than the collaboration. And I really hope that me, my representation, my voice, working with this different diverse girls around the world would give a symbol of hope that despite our differences, despite our division, despite our countries, we're able to give you an example that, you know, people from different regions and different countries could really work together. It's just, you know, it's just the destruction of leaders that's affecting everyone, not its citizens.
Um, the, you know, the idea of hope is always, I know that this isn't the first time this has happened. It's happened in the
Sure.
past. It won't be the last time either. And every time it feels very tiresome that we have to, but I always think, with the younger generation and how it always kind of renews itself a little bit, right? We have to learn the same lessons.
Yes.
Like it feels like we have to learn the same lessons again and again. But I think as you've gone through your journey and, I've gone through my life and kind of learning these lessons, you have to learn those lessons, right? There's no better teacher than life, and
Exactly.
to have hope with it. So,
Exactly. And also, we have to also learn how to be compassionate with one another. For me, I think it's about understanding. Life is about understanding and compassion. And of course, love. At the end of the day, everybody knows how to love, you know? It's just about how to show it. But of course, we cannot forget about ourselves
yeah,
at most times. Yeah.
completely agree. Okay, all right. So thank you. That was our Q&A section. We hoped it provided a little practice for you for
Yes.
the upcoming pageant. And so we're going to move on to the next part of our interview here. And so we always ask this of the girls, and it depends on the pageant, but since you're going through the universal woman kind of process right now, if you were to win the crown, what would be the first thing you would do as universal woman?
I would work with as much countries as I can and work with my organization, Universal Women Organization, to tap into the United Nations and try to push with our SDGs because that's one of the things that all the countries are working on to the survival and sustainability for each and every country for the 2030, but also to tap into maybe add or revise some of the SDGs that affects the lifestyle and livelihood of mankind.
Mhm.
Equal opportunity, justice for everyone, and of course for my community, that our community, our community is they're trying to make it extinct. But how can you make a community extinct when
Mhm.
we've been living here for more than decades and years already? You know, it's just different presentation. And
Mhm.
of course, I would want that my representation and my voice be amplified in a more political aspect, not just by brands and working with organizations, but to step up, create a different legacy, one that would create impact globally, one that would allow and push and fight for the freedom of everyone, for mankind in general, not only for my community, and to inspire women to just have bigger ambitions, dream big, have a bigger piece of the pie and, think bigger. The world is created for us to have a bigger consumption of everything, but it's up to us. And I want to, of course, work with TED Talks. I feel like my biggest strength is my voice and my story, and being part of maybe TED Talk and working with TED and collaborating it with the organization would amplify the stories and touch lives of people. Travel a lot more, of course, given a chance. I want to travel, reach more rural countries in the world that doesn't believe a trans woman like me could possibly win and show them that anything is possible, that my life is possible. It could change their mindset and view on things. You know, I want to create a different legacy, one that would really impact everyone, one that would shake and break and question and tickle everyone's mind of how my existence shaped a monumental and historical world. It's
Amazing.
bigger. I know it's sometimes
Bigger.
grueling, but you know what? You know what? We're
Dream
here.
big.
Why not? You
Yeah.
know?
Dream big. I love that. Yeah, I mean, you have I think for the most part, you have this very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's this kind of outward expression of humanity, in
Yes.
yourself, right? The,
Yes.
the ability to dream bigger, because you're right. As, we talk about social media as a positive and a negative at the same time.
Yes.
But in many ways, we wouldn't be talking because, if there
Of
was no,
social media, because of technology, because of everything.
right? We would,
And who started technology and all of this? Humans.
yeah,
So if humans can make it possible, then our lives and our dreams can be possible made by us.
yeah, I agree. Okay. So thank you. And our last kind of question. So you spoke a little bit about this during our Q&A, and you said, finding a pageant that's your home is so important. Um, if you want to say the same thing, you definitely can, kind of to emphasize. But our last question is, for what advice would you give someone who wants to enter pageants and is kind of starting out a little scared, unknowing? What advice would you give them?
Despite pageantry in reality is really toxic and sometimes would question people's confidence in themselves. It's all about trying.
Mhm.
If you want this and your heart is full, dreams and like ready to face on to learn a lot of things about pageantry, then try no matter how you fail, no matter how you lose, no matter how you don't get the results that you want. It's all about trying because it will give you the lessons and the development in yourself and the confidence that you will learn that no one could tell you. Life will be your greatest teacher. So just keep on trying and surviving because one day it will come, but in time. So you have to try and be patient. And of course, be yourself.
Perfect advice. Perfect advice. And then our last kind of segment for you is, we want you to speak directly to our
To the
audience.
audience. Okay.
Yes. Say whatever you need. So your social media, I mean, we'll have it connected, but
Okay.
and talk about your
Um,
campaign as well. We'd love to hear that.
okay. Hi everyone, it's me again, Kaylyn, but of course you can call me Kay. Thank you so much to everyone that's believing in me, who, just loves what I stand for, what I represent, and just is following my journey in this pageant. I commend you as well, because just giving your time and effort and helping me as well or being with me means a lot. It means I'm also not alone and I carry your story. I carry you with me in my journey. You're the only thing that's making me strong and to continue and be brave and believe that what I'm doing is right for this very moment. To everyone that wants to continue supporting me, voting is now underway for Facebook and a popular vote for talent. Please, please, please don't forget to check out their Facebook page, their Instagram at Universal Woman, and of course follow my social media at K Trajano on Facebook. And I'm just grateful and thank you. Thank you to everyone. If you want to touch base with me, I am very much reachable with my social media. I respond as fast as I can. I want to be with you. I want to hear your stories. I want that when I finish this journey, I would carry not just my story, but all your stories with me to give me the strength that I need and to give me that validation that I am fighting for not just myself, but for everyone. And that I would be able to open the doors for the next one who also dreamt more than me. And I don't want this door to be closed in my story, but more so, more chapters and more pages be opened by all of you.
Thank you, Kayleen. To all our viewers, please, Yeah, please support her for Miss Universal Woman. Us at Contesera Pageantry, we definitely will. Just getting to know you, I think we love you so much more now. And so, to our viewers, thank you for tuning in. If you have not done so already, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that we can continue to bring content like this to pageant lovers across the world. My name is Ace, again, your correspondent with Contesera Pageantry. Until next time, we hope to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna pop. Oh, it was so good. I had so much fun getting to know you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been super, I love being vulnerable in front of all of you.